morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be at. Just across the street real quick. In Rwanda, another day, another morning of life, health, strength, and freedom. I do this on purpose because usually when someone sees or hears that you're not American, they always look back, right? We're like 6-0 right now. People always look back. But I think one reason is, see, everyone always looks back. I don't know if it's an Africa thing or not, but I did notice that yesterday, a lot of guys were looking at my tattoos. I have tattoos on my legs. I'm breathing like this because I'm going up a hill. I'm going up a hill, so that's why I'm kind of breathing like that. But I'm gonna let you guys know why not dating foreign women has its benefits. I'm gonna repeat that. I'm gonna let you guys know why not dating foreign women has its benefits. All right, and from a cultural standpoint, when you're taking these women, look at that hill. From a cultural standpoint, when you're taking these women away from these poor families, you have a spoken or unspoken or spoken word that you are to provide some sort of financial assistance to that parent or to those parents. When you grab these women from these poor families, it is basically like a slave trade, right? It's basically like a slave trade. When you grab these women from these poor families, and I'm not talking about just in Asia, Africa too, South America, damn, going up another hill. And these hills are something serious. Africa too, but worldwide, when you are taking these women from these poor families, you are obligated to provide some sort of financial assistance. That's not even questionable. That's not even debatable. You're not gonna take this woman, marry her, right? And her mom is still struggling in her host country, all right? Most people know that. You're gonna provide some sort of financial assistance. That is what you don't have to do. He's still serious. That is what you don't have to do in America. All right, so we're looking at foreign women to be our partners, right? Because people say they're submissive, questionable, and they're attractive, physically attractive to you. But we're basically paying for play. We're basically paying her family to be with her. That is not an American way of life. That is not an American dating way of life. It is not an American marriage way of life. You know? You're basically sacrificing your financials to be with a submissive woman. Is it worth it? 2, after you've taken care of her, right? I don't care if she had a little BS job that didn't pay no money, right? After you've taken care of her, while you're providing for her, right? Giving her a great life, financially, depleting your savings, money that you could be saving, money that you could be investing, but you're putting it inside of her pockets, right? You still gotta take care of her. Still gotta do hair, nails. I mean, this is just all around the world. Shopping, phones, laptops, tablets, surgeries. Taking care of her. Providing for her financially. While you're doing all of this, right? Let's say, for an example, the relationship comes to an end. Who took the W and who took the L? Ask yourself that. If I've invested thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars into a woman, right? And there comes a point in time when we separate. Who won and who lost? She won. You lost. And these are things where in America, dating in America, yeah, you're gonna buy women stuff, you're gonna take care of women, but a lot of this stuff is reciprocated. You know? A lot of this stuff is reciprocated. Right? There isn't really a lot of reciprocation, as in she's doing the same thing for me as I'm doing for her with dating internationally. It's a one-way street. So if and when it becomes over, you brought her up, right? And you're down financially. 3, unfortunately, marriage is, what's the word I'm looking for? Rushed internationally. Rushed. And this is just not in one particular country, because I've experienced this in more than one continent. Marriage is rushed. Let's say Africa, for example. And I'm not going to get specific to the country, but let's say Africa, for example. A young lady told me that her mother, right, of course her mother is up in age, wanted her to get married. Her father wanted her to get married. Both her parents said that they wanted her to get married before they pass, right? And don't get me wrong, if their parents are 60-something years old, of course, you know what I'm saying? Time isn't on their side, respectfully. So marriage is rushed. A young lady told me, hey, you're doing all these things for me. You're flying me around the world. I'm spending the night at your house. You should marry me. I've had 2 people tell me that. And, you know, the wordage was a little different, but the concept was still the same, right? If you're spending time with a woman exclusively, there is a feeling from cultural beliefs that you should marry her. When you take a woman out of the house, away from her parents, you're supposed to marry her, right? That is not, it's like marriage is pushed so much that it should be a sin. And I told this young lady this. I said, you shouldn't get married because your parents want you to get married. You shouldn't get married because your family says we should get married because of the things we're doing. We're having sex, we're spending time together. You should get married when you're ready to get married. You know what I'm saying? And these international families, they believe that if you do X, Y, and Z, you should marry that woman, right? I don't believe in that. I believe you should get married when you both are ready, not because you took on a trip, not because she's spending the night, not because you're having sex, not because y'all are in a relationship for 6 months, 7 months, a year. Let's get married when we both are ready, right? Because I could be with someone for a year, 2 years, and still not be happy. We could just be with each other because of the things that we're doing for each other. There could be small things that keep us together, but big things that can separate us. So marriage is pushed. Marriage is pushed. Marriage is pushed. And as I've talked about, here, go look back. Told you. As I've talked about, and I will talk about again, foreign women love to keep their families in your relationship. And that is it's almost like it's a disqualifier. It's almost like, for me, it's if you got to tell your mother, your brother, your sisters about our relationship, you go be with your mother, your brother, your sister. You fuck your mother, your brother, your sister. You tell your mother, your brother, and sister to marry you. But here's what get women back to you. 99.9% of the time, unless another guy can easily fill your shoes. Side note, don't make it easy for another guy to fill your shoes. When you take a woman out of these poor families, right, and you level her up, put her in nice places, introduce her to a great way of life, provide for her financially more than she's been provided for ever in her life. And she has to go back to that, and she has to go back to that, and she has to go back to that. She's going to second guess the things she did and the things she said. She's going to second guess how bad she talked about you. She's going to second guess what she told her family about you when she's back there struggling, living with them. Listen, I know that we as men are attracted to foreign women. Damn it, I'm attracted to American women as well, right? I'm attracted to women as a whole. But sometimes dating foreign women isn't worth the stress, isn't worth the headache, right? I've dated American women, and I didn't really take a financial loss when we broke up. I've dated American women, and her parents didn't know we were going through trials and tribulations. I've dated American women, and there was no pressure for me to marry her, from her family, from her siblings, from her mother, from her father. You have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it?